Growing food where it's eaten. That's a big part of the philosophy behind this mushroom farm. They're family owned and operated, farm to table, table to soul.
We are at Long Beach Mushrooms. It's our mushroom farm in Long Beach, California. We grow a lot of mushrooms to service our community. We do about 1,000 pounds a week.
Once just a small home operation, Justin and his wife Mia began growing mushrooms out of buckets in their garage.
We had our own awakening of, we're not connected to our food. And that was kind of the moment that sparked, we don't really know where our food comes from and who controls it, And then we started really growing a lot of food at our home. So our whole front yard's a garden, backyard's a garden. We had backyard chickens. What can I grow in my garage was the question that I asked. And I saw a lot of people were growing mushrooms in their garage.
Fast forward to today, the operation has literally mushroomed right before their eyes.
In our 5,000 square foot building, we can grow 1,000 pounds of food a week. That's crazy.
Now their hyper-local blooms regularly go out to chefs and restaurants along with an entire community.
This room we grow, usually 5 to 6 different varieties. So we have pinks, golds, chestnuts, elms in here right now. So the reason why we grow mushrooms in Long Beach is because we want to welcome people into this space. We want, part of our mission is to empower our community to reclaim ownership over their food. And what better way to do it than to see where their food's grown, talk to the person who grows it, build a relationship with that person.
A food journey that's come full circle.
My family's from Vietnam. And in my household, there was a time where we had I think it was around 12 to 14 people in our house. My parents sponsored a lot of our family from Vietnam over. And they brought over their culture. So my whole backyard, they started planting stuff. And there's crops everywhere, Vietnamese mint, and they're growing watermelons and all this stuff, making their own tofu. And as a kid, I actually kind of resented it because I didn't want to invite my friends over. I thought it was weird. And I didn't want people to see the stuff that we're doing in our backyard. So there's a long period of my life where I was not a farmer and really far from it. It's been probably one of the most difficult things I've done in my life. There was a point where I was ready to quit. The debt has stacked high. I wasn't bringing $1 into our family income. There's a lot of stress. Where we're at today is from the bumps and bruises that we took early on. And and now it's really fun because I get to teach other people how to do it too. A lot of gold oyster mushrooms up here that are just starting. They're just starting to pin out.
Previously in education, working with kids in Compton, Justin's entrepreneurial spirit is purpose-driven.
The old school that I worked at, I got to chaperone a trip, and the students were so connected right away to where the trip that I chaperoned was to a regenerative farm. So the kids loved it. They loved learning how to compost, learning how to plant, harvesting, eating that food eating and cooking that food for their meals. And they all wanted to start gardens when they got home. But when they got home, they couldn't because really quickly they were slapped in the face with the reality of life. And that's, security. They had to worry about their security, their safety. Where did money come from? Things like that. So that's when we were we need to start a business in the city, growing food, and we need to prove to these students that we can make money doing this so that, that feeling, we can capture it, but also fulfill some of their other needs. These are blue oyster mushrooms. These are probably the most chefs take the blue oyster mushroom. They're probably the cleanest tasting mushroom we have. We had a chef who would fry them whole and people would think they're eating a chicken drumstick because it's so meaty, the way that it shreds apart.
It's a sustainable goal where commitment to community is central to their farming practices.
One of our mottos here is be the beacon. The whole point of going to a farmer's market is to know the farmer. So we tell our staff when you go out there, you are the beacons. Attract people to you. Tell them about what we do. Make sure get your energy up and have it be a good experience for them because when I have a good experience with the farmer, I bring that produce home, put it in my fridge, and I remember the experience. I can literally come in this morning and that's about to turn on. Forget about that. We do everything here. We save spore to fruit. It's important to us. We believe consuming food is one of the most spiritual things we can do. Really putting a piece of the world into us and it becomes us. And doing everything from beginning to end has, definitely has its challenges and its risks, but we also get to have a lot more fun and grow things that other people aren't growing and experiment. And I believe that joy and that passion translates to the end plate when people eat something.